What is going on, guys, and welcome back to another very exciting video. In this video, we're going to be taking a look at Palantir stock, and specifically, we're going to be taking a look at their valuation issue. The stock has fallen a significant way in the last couple of weeks, so what I want to do in this video is I want to go over what analysts are saying about the company that is causing it to go lower, and then I want to go over the price targets that analysts have against the company, and I want to leave off the video by taking a look at the next important catalyst for the business and the stock price in general. So if you enjoyed the video, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. Let's start off by taking a look at their stock chart. And we can see here today, the stock moved down around 0.5%. If we look over the last 5 days, however, the stock has moved down almost 13%. And if we go from these highs here of around 1652 to where we're sitting at now, we can see that the stock has moved down over 15%. And if we look over the last month, the stock is only down around 5.25%. Again, we can see that the highs were here just a couple weeks ago. And if we look at the 6-month chart, we can see that Palantir has moved up an incredible 132% over the last 6 months. Here it was sitting at $6 back in December, and from there it has gone on a massive tear that really only started here in May when they had a very positive earnings announcement. One of the reasons that Palantir has fallen over this last week is because of comments that we have seen from analysts. We have a few listed here, and the first one is basically stating the market is in between on how much of this is hype and how much is real. Palantir has a strong focus on its end markets, but it is too early to have conviction on whether its AI roadmap will enable it to reach wider adoption. Some investors may have gotten detached from fundamentals and ahead of themselves. We have Raymond James coming out and actually downgrading Palantir this last week, saying the recent strength coupled with the premium valuation makes finding a catalyst more challenging in the near term. And we even have Goldman Sachs coming out and saying that while AI is a tailwind, it's just an extension of Palantir's existing work in the data analytics stack, rather than a step function change in product strategy or adoption. So these first two comments are talking about valuation. Valuation of the business is extremely important. I made a video about this and made a comment about potentially selling Palantir at $20. And there were a lot of people in the comments stating, why would you ever sell Palantir at $20? And this is exactly why, because valuation, when it gets extremely high, everyone begins to take note. Analysts begin to take note, and people will start bringing down their price targets. And oftentimes when you see price targets falling, people will start getting out of stocks. And that is what we're kind of starting to see with Palantir, is we're starting to see the price fall because these analysts are expecting that the valuation that you are paying for the company is not worth what the company is currently outputting as a business. This last comment by Goldman Sachs is very interesting because basically what they are stating is that AI technology is already a part of Palantir's business. However, they do not see it having a big impact on their product strategy or how customers adopt their software. And in my opinion, that's really not the point here. The discussion around AI technology is driving a lot of people to Palantir to actually look into how this technology can impact their business. And we've already seen this from an interview with Alex Karp where he talked about how they're getting more phone calls in a single month than they were getting in the entirety of last year. So overall, what this is really doing with this discussion around AI technology is it's just driving more people to look at Palantir as a potential addition into their business. There's a couple of additional interesting comments in this article. The first being that Palantir is trading about 29% above average analyst price targets. They also talk about valuation in here, and the valuation on Palantir is more than 60 times estimated earnings. However, they make a very weird, in my opinion, comparison to Nvidia. So Nvidia right now has a multiple below 50. And in my opinion, when you look at two companies, you need to keep in mind where their market cap is sitting at, because Nvidia is a $1 trillion company. They are sitting at one of the largest companies in the stock market. And when you look at Palantir, they are sitting at a $30 million market cap. And that is very important to keep in mind, because basically when you are buying a company, you are buying it for the growth going forward. Nvidia, buying them at a 50 or 45 whatever valuation, you are expecting that company to grow. And it is going to be more difficult for Nvidia to go from a $1 trillion market cap to a $3 trillion market cap compared to a Palantir who could go from a $30 million market cap to a $90 million market cap fairly easily. So what I wanted to look at next is price targets targets from analysts and where they are coming in at for Palantir. So here on marketwatch.com, we have a high price target of $18. We have a median of $8.25 and a low of $5. The average is sitting here at $10.21. We're going to use that here in a little bit. And the current price of Palantir is sitting around $14.03. So analysts are going to be different across different websites, and they're going to have different price targets for all those different analysts. So what I wanted to do is also look up just price target for Palantir. And if you Google that, you can see the first one that came up for me is TipRanks, and they have an average price target for Palantir of $11.13. So here we have those two price target averages that we found online. The $10.20 off of MarketWatch, and then the $11.13 off of TipRanks. So when we look at those and compare them to the current price, we see that there's a downside of around 20 to 27%. So a little bit better than the 29% we saw on Yahoo. In my opinion, the next big catalyst for Palantir is going to be its next earnings announcement. And right now that is projected for August 14th, 2023. So what that really means is this could be a potential buy the dip opportunity. If we see Palantir continue to fall and fall back down into maybe the $10 range, I think that could present a good opportunity to get into Palantir at a very fair valuation. Based off Palantir's most recent earnings announcement, you kind of expect that they will continue this momentum throughout the rest of the year. And analysts are expecting the current year on average for them to hit around 21 cents in EPS. So what we can do is we can run the numbers to see where the valuation is sitting at. So with an EPS of 21 cents and at the current price of $13.94, we can see that the PE ratio is sitting at 66.38. If the stock price were to drop down to $12, we would see the PE ratio drop down to 57.14. And if it were to drop all the way down to $10, we would see the PE ratio drop down to 47.62. So with all of that said, personally, I am not buying Palantir at the current price, but I think over the next couple of months, if we see analysts continue to downgrade the stock and we see it move lower, I could potentially be interested in adding to my position, especially at the below the $10 range. I think that is where the stock gets very interesting again, and I would gladly start adding to my position. So I'd love to hear your thoughts and opinions on Palantir in the comment section down below, but keep in mind, do not buy a company just because some random person on YouTube talked about it. Make sure you are doing your own research and looking into companies that meet your risk tolerance as well as your time horizon. So with all of that said, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure you drop a like down below. And if you want to see more videos like this one, make sure you hit that sub button. And as always, guys, have a wonderful rest of your day.